Hey guys, it's Thor again in the digital world trying to talk to you about what we do in the real world. This is my friend Gennaro. He is the sales manager for Ducati and for Triumph here at Eurosports Utah.
Hi Thor, good to see you again, buddy. It's been a long time, and as a matter of fact, it has been a long time, hasn't it? You and I have known each other for donkey's years, 30 years.
Gennaro, tell me about how you got to our little shop here.
Well, how did I get to here? Wow, that's a long story, right? But let's make it short. Born in Italy, and actually because I was born in Italy, a country where two wheels is a mode of transportation and a sport, and passionately followed. I always had the love for motorcycling. Came to the United States and started a family business, and then bought my motorcycle. And then I met you and met a few other guys. Ended up wanting to go racing with it all. Through the racing career, as a partner to you and a couple of other guys, we ended up doing a race school, didn't we? We were taking street riders, basically putting them in a controlled atmosphere.
We did.
Teaching them the techniques on how to improve their skill set and test their limits on these high-performance motorcycles. Did do some racing all through the 90s, so a decade of racing. Then I got lucky and I was able to get a career in the motorcycling world. And after 20 years of hiatus from Utah and being on the East Coast, I'm back in Salt Lake and again working with you and the wonderful people here at Eurosports Utah, having fun with motorcycles still. Yeah. And I intend on keep on doing that till I can.
Well, for me, it's been the same way. It's always been a lifelong thing, motorcycles. You know, since we met, do you remember what we used to do and where we used to teach our classes?
My gosh, can you believe that? It's been that long?
Every parking lot in every university along the Wasatch Front, we've done a school in, right? Since the 1990s. Roger Bennett and myself started the Advanced Rider Training Schools for the Utah Sport Bike Association in the early 90s. I was the school director and chief instructor for that organization for a lot of years. And while you went off in one direction, I went off in another direction. And after 26 years of government work, my head was messed up enough that I needed to get back into motorcycling again. And through that time, I've continued to be instructor. I'm now a partner in Tactical Dynamics with Jonathan Law and continuing to do track stuff. A few years ago, after seeing some people doing some stuff on the street on this type of motorcycle that is incredibly questionable and unsafe, I decided to start doing track days for Eurosports Utah. And we've been growing that for quite some time now. And then with you back here again, with the experience that you bring, it's just getting better for us to provide an environment for people to have fun, enter a track riding experience where it's not intimidating, because we have a very small select group, almost like a boutique for a track day, that we're doing just for our European customers. It's something that we like to do and curtail only for that group, so it's a little bit limited to who gets to come and ride with us, but the experience that you get, the opportunity that you get to ride a bike like this or a bike like that on the racetrack in a safe environment where we control all the parameters is what we're trying to get across to people. What do you think people should do to prepare to come and ride with us?
Well, so going back to what we're providing, right, through this experience is obviously as safe of an environment as people can get so that they can improve their riding skill. Therefore, I would assume making them a safer, better rider for the street, right? And why would that happen? How could that happen? Is learning how much traction is truly available on this motorcycle, this kind of motorcycle, or actually for that matter, any motorcycle. Because at the end of the day, two gyros are two gyros and a throttle in between, it all responds the same, right? So it's all the same. So by being able to improve your skill set, you're now improving your safety as a street rider. And then obviously if you get bitten by the bug like you and I did, you just become a better rider overall and enjoy the track.
So are you thinking that if I buy a GS or GS Adventure or a Multistrada that I could bring that to our track day as well?
I would absolutely encourage that you do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it's two gyros with a throttle and, and a brake in between, right? So they all respond the same way. They all do the same thing, right? Yes, you're going to have characteristic limitations by, let's say, an R18, you know, but you're going to be able to do the same thing in essence, you know. You're going to learn how much traction you have available, how much ground clearance you have available, and what you really as a rider are capable of doing with that machine.
Well, and I've had a lot of students over the years. I mean, we've had thousands of students over the years, and many of them have felt a little bit intimidated the first time they come to a track day.
Of course.
Because they don't know what to expect.
Of course.
They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know anything about the track. And sometimes without a little bit of help, when you first get on the racetrack, it's about 60 feet wide. and there's not a mark on it. The first thought is, I don't even know where to put my bike.
Right.
So on our track days, we help with that. You know, the first part of our sessions, we always do a lot of follow the leader. We do 3 sighting laps for everybody. We do a lot of one-on-one where I'll follow you, you follow me, we'll pull back down the hoppers, we'll talk about things. And we do that throughout the day to get people to feel comfortable. And that's where we grow people from just having an interest in riding the track to coming and riding the track with us almost every single track day that we have throughout the year.
Some of the hesitation for most people is, I've never done it, I don't know what to expect, right? It's just like anything else. If it's your first time scuba diving, you know, you're concerned about the temperature of the water, the depth of the water, right? So on and so forth. Well, at the track, obviously, you're going to be concerned about where you're going to put your motorcycle because there are no street markings, there are no lights, there's no marker really of where you're going and what you're doing with the motorcycle and yourself. And then there's always the hesitation of, well, I've never been there, I'm going to be the slow guy there. What about the fast guys that are going to want to come past me? And you know, we have solutions for that, and that's the whole purpose of this video series, is making sure that we cover some of these topics and try to get people as familiar with it off track as possible so that they can be familiar when they do come and join us and have fun with us at that.
So next time, maybe we ought to talk about what you need to do to prepare for your track day.
Absolutely agree.
What you need to bring, what you need to expect, what do you need to do to your motorcycle to get it ready to go. Some of the rules are ours, some of the rules are the tracks themselves that we have to abide by, but that way people will know, and through the series, we'll give them all the information that they need to make an informed decision so that they do feel comfortable when they come and ride with us.
Actually, you brought up something that I like to that I like to follow up on right now. You know, when we talk about riding on the track, a lot of people immediately start thinking total chaos. You know, people doing everything that you're not supposed to do on the street, you do on the track. No, there are rules and regulations, and actually probably even more so. It is a very organized atmosphere. There are rules, there are absolute rules, and then there's an etiquette.
Absolutely.
And we'll touch base on that etiquette as well. You know, the reason how you and many other track riders, you know, they can do this for years without having any incidences and still being able to be here at my age and still enjoying it.
Well, you know, for me, it's a choice. You know, Jonathan Law and I were teaching in class not too long ago out there at the track, and we kind of looked at each other, we were talking about crashing, and both of us told our students that we have decided not to crash anymore.
It is a choice.
And that is a choice.
That is a choice.
There's absolutely no reason that you have to crash a motorcycle when you're riding it on a racetrack. Does that mean I'm riding it 100% or 100% plus anymore? No, I have nothing left to prove. I'm too old to bounce down a racetrack anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. Plus, these things are pretty expensive these days. I don't want to have to replace it. So I'll ride at my 80% or so and more than be able to keep up with anybody that's out there. But I leave that margin just to stay a little bit safe. And those are all things that we can talk about and give people some guidance with so that their comfort level rises before they even get to the racetrack. Because the last thing you want to do is have your attention split between what you're doing on your bike and what's going on around you. Those are some techniques that we'll talk about with people.
And that's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun.
It'll be super fun.
Super fun. That's
For those of you that are thinking, do you want to do it? Anybody from now until we start our track days that comes and buys a sport bike from either BMW or from Ducati, I'll throw in a free track day for you.
Yeah, let's do
What
that.
a deal that is, right?
Absolutely.
It's like a $400 value.
$400 value.
If you go on our website, you go into events right now, you can already see when our events are going to be. There are links there to go ahead and reserve your track days. The pricing is there. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Also, if you want to do a season pass is there. It's a substantial decrease for that if you want to do that. Anybody has any questions or comments, please put them in the comments. Let us know if there's something that you would like to talk about. If there's something specific about track riding that you've always had a burning question for, put it in the comments. Let us know. We can address that next time we do one of these series for you. And thanks for watching. See you guys all at the track.
And by the way, we're going to be placing this on YouTube, right? So let's start having people subscribe and like it. It'll help the cause. It'll spread the word. It'll make other people aware of the fact that this is what we're doing. So, bye. See you later.